Breaking news. 2 children are dead and a third seriously hurt after an overnight crash in Fayetteville. What we know about the investigation this morning.
Pedestrian killed. A man in a wheelchair is dead after being hit on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Well, we're learning about this investigation in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
Another cool, comfortable start this morning with low humidity. I'll show you what to expect for tailgating and watch parties for the Hurricanes this evening.
Good Thursday morning, friends. Hope you slept well and you're waking up joining us here for another day of some breaking news we'll get to in just a bit. We first want to say thanks for joining us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. I'm taking this as a good sign, a beautiful sunrise for Game 2 later tonight when the Canes take on the Vegas Knights. Okay, they've got this. You've got this as well. Elizabeth Gardner says it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be on the warm side this afternoon, though, Elizabeth.
We're going to call that a little bit of a red glow on the horizon, right? And a little bit of a stretch here, too. Now that it's starting to get light, you can't quite tell, but they had the red lights on the Capitol building this morning, and so many of our towns had red lights on for the Canes this morning. So a lot of team spirit out there for us today. 54 is our temperature, and our dew point is 49. So it feels nice and comfortable. It won't be as cool as yesterday. We dipped into the 40s, mostly in the low to mid 50s this morning. 52 in Wake Forest, 50 in Chapel Hill, and 55 currently in Garner. Our humidity stays low, so it will be hotter than it was on Tuesday for Game 1, but all of the same events out at the Lenovo Center. You can get into these for free. You do have to pay for parking, but even if you don't have a ticket, you can go to the concert, which is free at 5:30. Temperatures will still be in the upper 80s, but humidity is low, and the doors to the Lenovo Center open at 6:30, but there is a free watch party there at Lenovo and some other ones around town. We'll talk more about when the temperatures begin to dip this evening coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that breaking news on Glenwood Avenue, a deadly pedestrian crash right there on Hillburn Drive. Let's get out to WRAL's Kelsey Coffey, who's been tracking some new information in the last half hour. Kelsey.
Yes, Ken, new within the last 30 minutes, a man in a wheelchair was killed in a crash here on Glenwood Avenue. So you can see it's still an active scene right now. Officers have been here well before 4:30 this morning. This is the intersection of Glenwood Avenue and Hillburn Drive. Just to give you some perspective, this is just a couple of blocks away from the McDonald's that's on Glenwood Avenue. You can see crime scene tape surrounding part of this intersection. So right now we're working to find out what led up to this crash and whether police have found the driver. But in the meantime, Ken, we know a lot of folks are driving on Glenwood Avenue for their morning commute. What can you tell them about how they can get around this?
And you can see people behind Kelsey right now turning right there on Hillburn Drive. So depending on where you are this morning coming in on Glenwood Avenue, Highway 70, if you will, you might want to take Lynn Road as an alternate route and eventually work your way back onto Glenwood Avenue in those eastbound lanes coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area. Again, we'll keep an eye on it for you here in the WA Traffic Center. As for major routes, other major routes heading into Raleigh, delay-free right now, short of a 1-minute delay in Wake Forest. We'll keep you updated once you get into your car, 101.5 HD3.
We do want to get back to the breaking news we've been following this morning as 2 children are dead and a third child was seriously hurt in an overnight crash in Fayetteville. I want to show you where it happened on Cedar Creek Road near I-95. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, and you see that car right there? It's badly damaged. Investigators say the 2 children killed were both 10 years old or younger, and investigators at the scene said that a third child was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The driver also reportedly suffered injuries, but that person is expected to live. But the cause of the crash, that's unclear. Police say that section of Cedar Creek Road is still closed this morning. And we're also trying to learn more after Wake County deputies say they found someone shot at an apartment complex. This happened on Fayetteville Road last night near the Wake Tech Southern campus. Deputies say that a man with a gunshot wound was eventually found in an apartment and taken to the hospital, but is expected to be okay. And deputies say they do have a person of interest they found.
This morning, authorities are searching for 2 inmates who escaped from the Vance County Detention Center. You see their pictures right there. One of them has a distinctive face tattoo. A combined $40,000 reward is being offered for information leading to their capture. WRAL's Kirsten Clark joins us live outside the Vance County Detention Center. Kirsten, this comes just days after concerns were raised about safety and security at the jail.
Yes, Renee. Deputies say both men escaped from this facility around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and they're now considered armed and dangerous. And with all this barbed wire and fencing and other security measures we're seeing here at the Vance County Detention Center, one of the big questions this morning remains, how did they even manage to escape in the first place? Take a look at this video from Sky 5 over a nearby scene yesterday where deputies were searching for 33-year-old Michael Miles and 21-year-old LaShawn Knott. They said both men were being held for multiple state drug trafficking and gun-related charges, and the search for them has since expanded into Wake County. Now, we spoke with Ashley McSwain, whose fiance is incarcerated here at the Vance County Detention Center, and she told us she contacted jail officials in the last week about safety and security concerns, including cell doors not locking and a lack of inmate supervision.
There has been reports that a lot of the cells are broken, the doors, so they don't lock, they don't latch. So if there is an issue with, someone you know on the street and you have an issue, you go in here, you're probably going to get beat down because the cells aren't locking.
Yeah, so we asked the Vance County Sheriff's Office about McSwain's claims, how the inmates escaped, and how they were able to gain access to firearms so quickly after they escaped. We're still waiting for a response to those questions. Live in Henderson, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
It is game day tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes looking to tie up the Stanley Cup final before hitting the road this weekend.
And as you know, the Canes are going to face the Vegas Golden Knights at Lenovo Center in Game 2 after losing to Vegas on Tuesday. And WRAL's Ali Kadabar is live at Lenovo Center this morning, kind of taking us on a tour of the different seats they have out there for the big game. And Ali, Caniacs are hoping for a big comeback tonight.
Yeah, and that big comeback they're hoping for is coming with some big prices, and we're talking about resale prices here. This is section 118, row ZZ. I checked the price on Ticketmaster for this seat Tuesday night, and it was $1,300. For tonight's game, nearly $2,400. That's almost double, all to be able to cheer on the Canes for game 2, cheer them on for a hopeful comeback. Now, we're expecting it to be packed inside and outside with that watch party, but this time fans are hoping the Canes skate away with a win. The Vegas Golden Knights won Tuesday night 5-4, but tonight is the last time Canes will play on home ice before they head to Vegas for games 3 and 4. We are seeing that widespread support throughout the Triangle, especially from their fans. We spoke with fans who are excited to have a seat inside Lenovo for game 2.
Everyone cares about the Canes around here. It doesn't matter if you don't care about hockey or not. Like, the Canes are a part of the culture here, and I think that's what makes the Canes so special.
And we know the Canes are so special to the Triangle. We can see Stanley Cup Final showing on the big screen, getting hyped up for it at an early 6 this morning. Now, puck drops at 8 o'clock tonight right here at Lenovo Center. WRAL is going to have coverage throughout the day and after the game as well. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Ali Kadabar, WRAL News.
And I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center. We are seeing so many people across the Triangle showing love to the Canes. Even all of the buildings downtown, or most of them, are lit up red during the nighttime hours. Governor Josh Stein says that the state capitol building will be lit up red throughout the majority of the Stanley Cup final. The town of Morrisville is also hosting an event today, a celebration today, where they're inviting people to come out to take group photos wearing the Canes gear to show team support. So if you have those foam fingers, the hockey pups, the t-shirts, they want you there to take a photo and really just blast social media with all the love and support for the Carolina Hurricanes. That's happening at 12 p.m. at Morrisville Town Hall on 100 Town Hall Drive. Of course, there are so many other activities and events that will be taking place long before the puck drops at 8 p.m. You can find a full list on WRAL.com. Laura, thank you. As the Canes look to turn things around for Game 2, count on WRAL to have you covered every step of the way. Our top line will be reporting from Lenovo Center through our afternoon and evening newscasts. Look for live team coverage today and throughout the team's entire Stanley Cup final run. Then after the game, turn to WRAL for rapid reaction highlights and analysis. Plus, hear from Caniacs and players on air and online.
Today, the Durham City Council will get an update on crime across the city. The police department will be digging into numbers from the first quarter of 2026. So let's look at some of those new numbers, right? There were 9 homicides at this time last year. So far in 2026, there have been 13 homicides, a more than 44% increase. Now, robberies are down in Durham. They were 103 at this time last year. In 2026, only 76, which is a more than 26% drop. And then overall, violent crime is up. We're talking about 349 reports at this time in 2025. There have been 365 violent crime reports this year and a 4.6% increase from last year. Now, all of these numbers will be presented by the police department at today's work session, and that is at 1 p.m.
Dozens of Duke Energy customers are frustrated over a proposed 18% electricity rate hike for homeowners. Roughly 80 people signed up to speak at a meeting in Durham last night. Almost every single one was opposed to the increase. Some people drove for hours to be there.
Last year, Duke Energy made $5 billion in profit. Apparently, that's not enough.
North Carolinians are tired of being treated like revenue streams for a monopoly utility, while working families struggle to keep the lights on.
Neither Duke nor the commission has to physically see the people that are disconnected. I have to see them.
Duke Energy says it needs its money for a number of reasons. That includes keeping up with growth in North Carolina. Ultimately, it will be up to the North Carolina Utilities Commission to make the final decision.
Time on the clock is 6:10 this Thursday morning. Anti-weaponization fund. There's uncertainty about the future of the near $2 billion the DOJ funded after the acting AG said that it would not move forward. The response from President Donald Trump and lawmakers in his own party.
And restricting data centers. A bill in the state legislature is one step closer to reaching the governor's desk. The debate happening now at the state capitol.
And as the festivities kick off at the Lenovo Center, temperatures will be climbing into the upper 80s. I'll show you why the humidity stays fairly low coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio in Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
It's a pretty start out there this morning. We take a live look at Durham here at 6:14, and you can see the sun shining on the Lucky Strike Tower. Skies are clear. The humidity remains low. Temperatures are a little warmer than yesterday. We set a record low yesterday of 48. It is 48 in Roanoke Rapids, 53 in Fayetteville, 54 in Raleigh, 53 in Rocky Mount, and in Goldsboro. Stanley Cup final forecast at 4 o'clock. They open the gates at the Lenovo Center, and temperatures will be pretty hot, almost 90 degrees. There's some free events there at Lenovo Center and some free watch parties all across our area. Expect sunshine, but low humidity this afternoon. Over the weekend, that changes. We'll take a look coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that breaking news on Glenwood Avenue, a deadly pedestrian crash right there on Hilburn Drive. You can see the huge delays it's causing, particularly in those eastbound lanes. So if you're coming into Raleigh using Highway 70 or Glenwood Avenue eastbound, a couple of things you can do. Some people are turning right there on Hilburn Drive. You can also take Lynn Road as an alternate route and work your way back on Glenwood Avenue, the eastbound lanes. I'll check some other major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area coming up.
Good, Ken. We'll see you in just a bit. Well, there is uncertainty this morning over the future of the Trump administration's near $2 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund. Now, this week on Capitol Hill, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche told lawmakers the Department of Justice would not move forward with the fund. However, President Trump told a New York Post podcast people, quote, should be reimbursed. The president was asked about the future of the $1.8 billion fund at the White House yesterday, and here was his response.
Just to clarify on what you were asked earlier, is the $1.8 billion DOJ fund dead or is it on hold?
It's, I'd have to ask the lawyers, I don't know. I know one thing, the weaponization, are you talking about the weaponization fund?
Yeah, what's your decision?
The weaponization fund, as far as I'm concerned, was a beautiful thing.
Now, the fund isn't necessarily dead, at least from a legal perspective. A federal court blocked steps to establish it while a lawsuit to kill it is under review. Now, this fund is getting pushback from some Republicans on Capitol Hill. Some GOP senators want explicit language in the new ICE funding bill that makes sure the fund does not exist. The $70 billion package advanced along party lines yesterday, and this opens the bill up for debate on the Senate floor today. Republicans are hoping to get that bill to the president's desk at some point this week.
A new bill that cracks down on data centers is one step closer to becoming law in North Carolina. The bill cleared the state house yesterday, sending it to the Senate. Now, if the bill becomes law, it will require very large data centers to pay more of the cost of the power and infrastructure needed to serve them. Backers of the bill say it's meant to put guardrails around rapid growth and protect customers from higher electricity costs. Tech groups warn some rules could make North Carolina less competitive. Others argue the proposal still does not go far enough.
Well, the goats are back at Dix Park, and they're going to be cleaning up grassy areas on Rocky Branch Greenway. Leaders say you can stop by, you can say hi, but make sure to stay back because they are contained within a low-voltage solar-powered electrical fence. That's for your safety. And they anticipate the project will be done by sometime tomorrow, Renee.
Way to go, nature's lawnmowers. Oh, and our lawns really need some rain, and we are in a dry stretch, and it's going to get even hotter, Elizabeth.
It is, and today's the day the drought monitor comes out, and we really didn't see much rain in the last week. Hopefully it'll just hold steady, but we'll find that out a little later on. It is beautiful outside. This is a live look from our Garner Tower, so we're looking over towards Garner this morning. Beautiful sunrise in progress. Temperatures are comfortable in the mid-50s across most of the area. And check out that dew point. That dew point sitting at 49 feels very comfortable. The dew point stays put today, but temperatures will begin to climb. We'll see highs at almost 90 degrees. And here's why. This is the big picture. This high pressure system rotating clockwise was sitting up near the near the Canadian line a day or so ago. So it was close to Canada where it was nice and cool and dry, and it was able to push that nice dry air mass into our area. Well, you can see the highs on the move. So as it travels southward, now it's going to be closer to where all the heat and humidity is, and that's what it's going to start to pull up into our area. So this afternoon, a high near 90 degrees, but the humidity stays low. High continues to dip southward and starts to pull in that humidity. So hotter and more humid tomorrow at 92. And then both Saturday and Sunday, highs will be in the mid-90s. It's going to feel like the middle of July. But not for long. A cold front will come to our rescue and help to cool us down. I wish that I could say it would come to our rescue and help us with the drought, but it increasingly looks drier and drier as we get closer to late Sunday and into Monday. There may be a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, but it just doesn't look like we're going to see a whole lot accumulating in the rain gauges. We'll jump ahead to Sunday. That's going to be our next best chance for rain. There's Sunday at 7 a.m. Things are looking nice and quiet. There's 9 a.m. We push it ahead to 1 o'clock. So just in the afternoon, there might be a few isolated showers and storms, and then something maybe around the evening gets a little heavier. It's possible that that rain would linger into Monday, but it looks like this is moving a little bit faster, so we'll continue to keep our eye on the timeline. But again, the amounts look pretty minimal, probably around 1/10 of an inch or so is all we'll see. This is a look at our current drought monitor. Extreme drought from Raleigh northward, severe drought from Raleigh southward. We had some improvement last week, but I don't know that we'll see a whole lot of change this week. Once our cold front comes through Monday, our temperatures begin to drop, but we have the chance of some hot conditions going forward. We'll take a look at that coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that breaking news on Glenwood Avenue. Those eastbound lanes, a deadly pedestrian crash right there at Hilburn Drive. Here's a live look at that scene, courtesy of the WRAL breaking news tracker. You can see first responders on that scene. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey also on the scene, telling us that the victim was a man in a wheelchair. We're going to continue to gather some more information there at that scene. But back here live in the WRAL Traffic Center, many people are turning right there on Hilburn Drive. But depending on where you are this morning, you might want to take Lynn Road as an alternate route if you're coming into Raleigh, courtesy of Glenwood Avenue or Highway 70. As far as other major routes, very little to no delays. You're coming in from Knightdale, just a 1 minute delay. Similarly, just a 1 minute delay if you're coming in from Apex. But all the other major routes coming in east on I-40, even Apex, all delay free at this hour.
A family vacation derailed. A child's personal information lost in the mail. How 5 on Your Side got their vacation back on track and the steps every parent should take.
And a story of hope. A dog found neglected in Chatham County is on the road to recovery. An update on his condition and the remarkable resilience he is showing 1 month later.
Just a reminder, if you ever see some breaking news or have a story tip or video and pictures of where you are, why not report that to us? Do so at WRAL.com/report it.
WRAL is hearing from the woman helping this dog on the road to recovery. So this is Mr. Pickles. and he was found severely neglected in Chatham County last month. Mr. Pickles has come a long way over the last month. He was found inside a closet by Chatham County deputies after his owner was found dead during a welfare check. He is now being cared for by Mary Lucas. She is the founder of Longleaf Animal Rescue in Hillsborough. Staffers at an animal ER had to remove 12 pounds of matted fur from Mr. Pickles. He is still dealing with ear infections, but they say he is on the road to recovery. Lucas says she is also trying to help him reconnect with people.
I can't believe he trusts humans after everything he's been through. I really can't. And just his resilience is incredible.
Lucas says Mr. Pickles will be available for adoption in a few months. And in the meantime, they will work on getting him more comfortable on a leash and socializing him. You can learn more about Mr. Pickles and find out who his perfect family would be on WRAL.com.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
New photos from Dua Lipa's wedding, and a famous banana keeps getting stolen.
We can never stop hearing about that banana. Kate Smith here to talk about it and what's trending.
Yeah, we'll get to the banana in just a minute, but let's start with pop star Dua Lipa sharing photos from her wedding. She married actor Callum Turner at a small ceremony at a town hall in London last weekend. The couple reportedly planning to host a much larger 3-day celebration in Sicily this week.
Yeah, Callum Turner is an actor who's been in a number of movies and shows, but he is reportedly one of the favorites to be cast as the next James Bond.
Ooh, like that.
Yeah,
I'm
so
ready
look
for a
out
James
for
Bond
him.
movie.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the banana. We're talking about the artwork titled Comedian, which is a fresh banana that is duct taped to a wall, which is replaced with periodically. The artwork is currently on display in France, but the banana was reportedly taken off the wall and stolen again. Well, the museum says a new banana is now up.
And this isn't the first time this has happened, right? There have been cases of people just taking the banana off the wall and eating it. In fact, in 2024, a collector paid $6 million for that piece before eating it himself. I have a banana at home right now. I will literally put that against the wall if you want to give me $6 million.
And call it art. Look, if they take broccoli or Brussels sprouts, no one would be taking it.
No.
So come on, artists. There you go. Do that.
But art is in the eyes of the beholder.
Or their stomach in this case.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
good. Well, we're talking about Game 2 tonight. The Canes are looking to even the series against the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup final. How fans are getting ready for this crucial matchup.
And pedestrian kill. This is a live look from the WRAL breaking news tracker on Glenwood Avenue in Northwest Raleigh. What we know about the victim from police this morning.
Yesterday, we set a record low, not as chilly as that this morning. Walking the dog, temperatures are in the mid-50s. It is going to be a hotter afternoon in the upper 80s, but the humidity won't climb just yet. I'll show you why it will feel a lot more uncomfortable this weekend, though.